Hey gamers, today I'm going to be showing you how to build this Tier 3 plasma drone. It's only 58 blocks and really easy, simple, and actually a lot of fun. A good change up from playing some of the larger builds. And the first flyer I've been able to build, I guess the lowest tier flyer I've been able to build, it's stable and flies really well. You can see you can go up and down here while going forward without pitching and rolling. Now, there's a couple parts in this that are actually a Tier 4 part. There's 7 Tier 4 Helium tanks. You're going to need those, so you'll need to unlock those with Uber Tech points if you're a Tier 3, or if you're a higher tier, no problem. Just go ahead and bring those in. And also there's 2 Tier 4 forward thrusters. You'll see top and bottom on the ends of my tips here, those firing. And everything else is Tier 3 for the most part. So the blocks I'm using in this, you'll see they're tan, but light blue is generally what is Tier 3, and I'm building with a Tier 3 block. This is just a limited time block that was offered during a special promotion that Robocraft has. So if you have these, you can use them. I actually like these light tan blocks because they kind of blend in with the background well. But light blue looks good too, so go ahead and use those if you don't have these. Anyway, let's get started with the build. Alright, to begin the build, go ahead and grab any kind of cube you have. We're just going to use this to elevate our crafts. And go ahead and put, I'm going to use 3 blocks in a row. These are just temporary blocks. We're going to be building 2 sides at the same time. So go ahead and do 2 pillars. They're 5 apart, or you could just count over 4 from the first one. And then build 3 blocks on both sides. That's just going to be temporary, like I said. Then go ahead and take your Tier 3 cubes. If you have these tan ones, great. If you have to use light blue, that's fine too. Whatever you prefer, really. And you're going to put 2 inners to start, faced inwards like this. This is just going to be kind of the landing feed and counterbalance. And then we're going to use prisms too. Now actually, let's go ahead and take these temporary blocks, and we're going to go ahead and do another 3 on the back side like this. This will make it easier to place our prisms. Alright, and grab your prisms and put them like this. So the prism's kind of slanted inwards when you look at it from the front. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and erase those temporary blocks we put on the bottom and back. Alright, so for your first step, that's what you should have. Right, on top of both of our counterbalance legs, we're going to go ahead and add these inners. You're going to put one down that says a temp, and one on top of it. Get rid of this, and then turn it so it follows the contour of the prisms below it, and do that on both sides. There we go. So you should have 2 now that look like that. And then you're going to put another inner right next to it and turn it so that notched corner is faced upwards like this and forward. Alright. And then you're going to go ahead and add a tetra here to both sides and follow the contour of the inner next to it. Okay, and these are going to end up being plasma gun mounts. Alright, on top of both of our counterbalances, we're going to add a cube right to the top of the inner, like this. And then we're going to add a prism upside down, faced inwards like this. Okay, now it's time to add the thruster arms to each half of our craft. You'll start by grabbing a prism, or an inner block, excuse me, and adding that. Put it like this, so it kind of mirrors the block below it. You're going to do that on both sides, like that. Okay, and now you're going to need to attach a prism, not like that, but I'm going to use that temporarily to set another block behind it, and then rotate it. That's the way I want it, so it kind of follows the contour. Alright, you're going to do the same on the other side. So place it temporarily, another temp on the back, come back around, put the block the way you really need it, and then erase the rear prism. Alright, and then we're going to use cubes on both of the ends like this. And this is what we're going to attach all our thrusters to. Alright, let's add a couple more blocks here. We're going to add first some of our tetras. Put them like this with the, I guess, point of the triangle faced inward. And you're going to do that both on the front and the back. Like that. Okay. And finally, let's add some supports here. This will be for our helium tanks and whatnot. These are just going to be temps back here, but go ahead and put 2 there and then connect them so they are facing forward like this. Alright, remove these. And you might have to do this in a couple steps like I'm doing, but you want them to look like that. So I'm just putting these as temps and temporary blocks, and then putting the cube the way I need it, and then erasing the others. Alright, so at the end, however you do it, get these prisms so the corner on the inside is faced forward. Alright, and that completes the step. Okay, now it's time to put both halves of our craft together, and we're going to do that with some helium blocks, which the pilot will also sit on. The way I like to do it, I like to have them all faced upright. So I'm going to take some blocks that are temporary blocks. These are just free tier 1 cubes. Go ahead and make a little platform like this on the underside, and then grab your helium. And the way I like to do it is I just put the HE faced forward like this. Alright, and then remove your temporary blocks when you're done, and you should have that. Both sides are combined. Alright, now we're going to add some helium blocks here to the top. We'll do 2 on both sides. You can turn them how you like. I just usually turn them with that HE facing forward. And then right in between we need to add 1 block 2 for our cannon mount. So let me grab this now. It's one of those tricky situations where you need to put another block behind it to get it to turn right. So you can just use the same one, and I like to have it face forward like that, but you're going to be using this for your plasma mount, so you'll need it with the flat side on top. Alright, now it's time to add some of the accessories to the craft. Let's go ahead and start with the radar. We're going to put that right in the center. That will be where the pilot sits too, on the same block, so that's the underside. And then we're going to put these flippers. These are more just for look, but it also adds a little armor to the front and back here on the helium blocks as well. So that's what we should have. Alright, now it's time to add some thrusters to the craft. Go ahead and grab your tier 4 thrusters, and you're going to add 1 here to the top on the right side, face forward like that, and 1 to the bottom on the left. And do it like that. Don't put them both on the top or bottom. It makes the craft a lot more stable by doing them opposite like that. Alright, now we're going to switch to a tier 3 thruster. And the first thrusters we're going to install are also going to be the most tricky in a way, so be careful on this step. We're going to do our turning thruster. So go ahead and put the first one on the front, faced like that. Alright, so that will get you to turn that way. But now for the one on the back side, you also want it face the same direction. And that will allow you to turn the opposite way. So they're both going to be faced like this to the right of the craft, okay? So make sure you get that right and you don't accidentally flip one around, or you won't be able to turn both directions. Now we're going to add tier 3 thrusters to the front, like this, face down, and the back, and this is going to allow us to land our craft. Without these, we can't get down because we're a helium drone. Next, we're going to add our tier 3 thrusters here to the side to get lift, and we're going to put them on the very tips, both facing like that to give us upward momentum. Now we're going to add our reversed thrusters. Like we've done with the others, we're going to add 1 to the top, make sure it's the opposite of the one on the other side as far as the direction it's facing, and then put one going the same direction on the bottom of the other side, like that. Alright, now let's move to the next step. Okay, now we're going to add our 2 Tier 3 radar jammers right here on the frame on the top side. Put it right on front of the, right on top of that inner. Okay, finally you're going to add your Tier 4 plasma cannons to the underside here on these mounts. And then 1 Tier 3 cannon on top. This is more for a counterbalance. And then add your seat and you're ready to fly. Stick it right in the middle there. Alright guys, well thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoy this build. Take it out and have a lot of fun with it. Please subscribe if you have not yet. And thank you for joining me here. I'll see you next time here on Gamer Guide.